Hello, everyone. Today, we are talking about the COVID-19 pandemic and its effects on our continent, as well as homegrown solutions to the pandemic. Anybody who has been paying attention to the news will have realized that everywhere in the world, every continent of the world has basically been affected. So the instance where we in Africa or the developing world are waiting for donations from the developing world, it's not possible because they themselves, they are struggling. Today on the AfricaNEV podcast, I have two of my colleague moderators here. We have Aluora. Can you wave? So that's okay. And we have Olukokun. Yes. And then our guests, our special guest, we have Joshua Agyemang, the president of the IOT Network Hub, an organization I'm also proud to call myself a member of. Joshua, welcome.
Thank you. And thanks you, and it's a pleasure to meet you all.
Okay, the pleasure is ours. So,
yeah, welcome.
Today, I think the conversation is focused mainly on Olukokun and Joshua. Josh, can you tell us a bit about yourself and about your organization? IOT Network Hub?
Yes. I hope you can hear me.
Very much.
All right. My name is Joshua Opoku Agyemang, and I'm the president for IOT Network Hub. IOT Network Hub is an Internet of Things community based here in Ghana. We started about 4 years ago now, and we have a membership of over 5,000 in Ghana. We have about 10 chapters in African countries. So our main objective is to explore emerging technologies of the 21st century to solve Africa's problem. So we're looking at Internet of Things, artificial intelligence, robotics, 3D printing, blockchain, cybersecurity, VR, AR, and the rest. So that's what the community is about. And yeah, so that's in a nutshell myself and my organization, what we do.
So when you say VR, you're talking about virtual reality. Yeah, you're talking about
virtual reality, virtual reality. Yeah, anything emerging technologies, so we exploit them.
What is 3D printing?
What is what? 3D printing?
Yes.
All right.
It's a question.
So, yeah.
Because, I mean, somebody may not know what 3D printing is.
That's right. So there's a new trend called additive manufacturing.
Okay.
I would say it's an emerging market or emerging business model where we don't always want to go into the industry or the factory to get some model printed or 3D object printed or manufactured. You know, if you look at how the plastics are being manufactured, produced, like the plastic chair, plastic rubbers you use in the house, they have pallets that they have to mold, and then it goes through the machine, a very big machine, before you can have all these 3D dimension objects printed. Okay. So we're looking at scaling them down to even households where every individual can print a piece of a 3D dimensional object they're looking at. And it goes beyond just printing plastics. As of now, you can print anything from food to the health. So you can print tissues, lungs, hearts, and other parts of the human body.
You can print food. Aluora.
Yeah, you can really print food.
Agroecology is in trouble.
It's sort of disrupting all.
There's a question for you. There's a question.
I didn't hear what she said.
I said, which food are you printing?
Oh, okay. So currently we can print something like burger, something flour made. So you can print chocolates too as well. So candies, chocolates, toffees, all these 3-dimensional materials, you can print them, or food, you can print them. And it's just the beginning. I mean, these are all emerging technologies, but if you're looking at 10 years to come, you should be able to print any food of your choice with your mobile phone from wherever you are.
Okay, so can I say something?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I'm wondering why you calling 3D printing emerging. I mean, 3D printing has been for a while. Are you,
Oh, okay. So,
making it geographical like in Africa or worldwide? I mean,
so usually when you look at the emerging market, if you look at IoT AI, for instance, they all been there decades ago, probably centuries, but then they were in the labs. So they were in the research lab, they're in the military. So when you look at emerging, they emerge into economies, becoming part of our day-to-day activities, was something that wasn't there. So that's why we look at them as emerging markets or emerging technologies. They're emerging into our lives, our businesses, and our day-to-day activities.
okay.
So it's commercialization.
Yeah, let's say commercialization, like the way they did with the internet 25 years ago.
Okay. Okay. So Olukokun, let's start with you since you are one of us. Tell us, first of all, how has been your experience with the COVID-19? I think everybody can tell us how their experience has been with COVID-19, how their life has changed.
Oh, I see.
Olukokun.
I mean, yeah, thanks, God. Nice
From
to be
Nigeria.
here again. Yeah, I'm from Nigeria, and well, I hope the situation is not out of control right now. Um, Personally, I've been under lockdown because I'm scared. We can say that for a very long time, and in my idleness, if I can say, or isolation, I try to do things. I try to make the best use of the time. It has affected my finances, definitely. When you spend more and nothing comes in as it should. So, and generally, my state is not recording much of new cases, but other states, and especially Kano, is becoming an epicenter for COVID-19 in Nigeria right now.
Kanu,
That
I thought it was
WHO,
Lagos.
I mean, Lagos was expected, right?
Okay.
Lagos is the major entry point for the country, major area. So if there will be any
Importation.
any kind of explosion in the number of cases we have, everybody will have expected that it's Lagos. But something happened this past few weeks, like a week or two ago in Kano, where they recorded maybe 12 cases earlier, and the following week 72 cases and so many mysterious deaths. So WHO, I mean, it took the attention of WHO, and they had to, put in their personnel there to go and investigate and know what is really happening. And the northern part of the country has not really prepared for this thing. I mean, sometimes they debunked it as the case being
Rumors.
a means, a rumor, kind of a gimmick for the government to consume their money and all of that. That they are, Muslim, they are religious leaders were telling them that it's fake. And we saw so many videos that many of them were washing their hands and drinking the water, saying that COVID-19 is a lie and all of that. So, I mean, the situation is now becoming so aggravated that they are now really calling for help. And, there are so many unknown cases.
I'm looking at your data right now. Nigeria, according to the data here,
Yeah,
Nigeria has
1,000 something.
1,095 confirmed cases,
Yeah,
32 deaths,
yeah,
280 recovered, and
yeah.
two are in serious condition.
Mm.
Anyway, from a policy perspective, do you feel that your government has a handle on the disease? As in
Well, you see,
testings and necessary implementation like lockdowns and whatever.
the truth is that, like we usually discuss, that because we still have this number of cases, is because we have few number of tests done.
Okay.
If we should have a massive test done, you'll be surprised at how many people are living with this disease or virus that you don't even know yet. So I think the government needs to do more. My government needs to do more in getting these test kits. The NGOs, whoever that can help. I mean, it will make sense if we start doing house-to-house tests right now, because the lockdown is not really working. People are aggravated. People are agitating for what to eat because the palliatives are not really going. Government have not done good. They have not taken the best initiative in distributing the palliatives. I mean, because you just begin to wonder, is corruption setting in into this kind of situation, a death situation that we are in? Because you say you have distributed about 2 trillion naira to the poorest of the poor in 2 weeks, and the Senate is questioning you to give names, give record of people you distributed such amount of money to, and I mean, the next day is that the Accountant General's office is on fire. So all of
Literally
these
on
things
fire.
are
Literally on fire.
okay. We could call it literally or physically. I mean, this thing went on fire. The office got burnt.
Wow.
So people will now start saying, you see what we are talking about. I mean, this will still dissuade some other people to say, I told you this is just a gimmick for them to make money. They won't take caution. They won't do anything, you know. And again, something has been on the news right now about some of the rice that bags of rice that federal government released to different states to give to their poorest of the poor and all of that, and they are all bad, you know. The rice are bad, and people were now like, what is this, do you want to kill us? So I think the government has not, taken the best initiative in working on this COVID-19. Well, when it comes to some part of the country like Lagos, like Abuja, I think they are really ready. But I mean, my Oyo State is doing very fine on their own without the federal government. People donated to state.
You are in Ibadan.
I mean, Ibadan, which is Oyo State.
Okay.
That's the state.
That's the capital.
The capital of Oyo State. Yeah. So they have different isolation centers, well equipped, and they are doing very fine. And they are on top of the case. Really, we've not been having as much as other states right now. So it has really affected every part of life. I mean, everyone. If you are even thinking of giving birth this time, you have to hold on a little and say, okay, let me hold on. So for you that wants to get married, okay, are you holding on or not?
No, I think that this is a perfect time to get married because the wedding, your bills are going to be low. You just be 6 people, and everybody watch on Zoom. Anyway, Aluora.
Economy on us,
You see, the lady is objective. Aluora, so how has your life been affected by the COVID-19 in Togo? You're in Togo right now, so Lome right now.
Yeah.
How has your life changed?
Well, here it's pretty much similar to what Olukokun has just mentioned. You know, it's really hard to keep people quarantined, being that Togo is one of the, I would think, economically challenged countries in Africa, and most people are working hand to mouth, you know, small businesses. And when you say this has to stop, you know, you really have to give them an option of not coming out. So I'm thinking most people prefer to go out and look for food than starving in their house.
Sure.
Despite this, you know, the government has tried to sensitize the people. We are also doing the same kind of work with my organization, and just to get them protected, you know, installing these hand washing machines a bit in the streets, giving out masks, because at one point we didn't even have masks, and sanitizers had run out. So we are trying to sensitize people, giving out homemade masks and teaching them how to make sanitizer using bleach, you know, local bleach and water and some soap. So this is what we're doing right now. In other regions have been locked out from the city. So traveling in country is also limited unless you have like a special pass or something emergency. But we can't cross the district borders to go to other towns in the country. So you can imagine all the say food, economic activities that needed to be brought inside, and you know, services have been restricted. Some bank branches have closed down, like EcoBank, you know, because they found a case, I think, in one of their branches. So they've reduced the number of branches that are open. And you know, many people have lost their jobs, unfortunately. And well, it's really a sad situation for most part of it. It's a sad situation. The government set up a fund that was supposed to be distributed to, you know, these guys who have lost their jobs, but it's not working out as expected. So it has really experienced some challenges, and I'd say the people who are really in need are not receiving the kind of help that they are meant to be receiving. So this is the situation. So far we've had around 90 cases. I haven't checked the statistics recently.
What I can see is you have 96 confirmed cases.
Yes.
6 people have died, 62 have recovered.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's interesting because there's a friend who was telling me that, you know, this is a problem for the rich, you know. This is a sickness for the rich, let them handle it. Because as of now, most of them, aside from those who have been, you know, unfortunately infected from the you know, larger population, most of them are either expatriates or people who have been outside the country and just came back.
They have money. They have money to travel.
Yeah, you can say they have money. So it's a problem for the rich. So they should, the general idea is that these people should stop disturbing us with their diseases, and they should deal with it. The rich should deal with it and let the poor person, because we're suffering because of a rich people's problem. So
you know the problem is that I accept, because even in Ghana, I think the most active zone is one of some of the rich communities within the cities. But the problem with that is that when a disease jumps to the poor, because of the lack of planning of our cities and the communal nature of some of our slums and the high rate of infection, if the disease goes to those places, it's going to be a literal death sentence for a lot of people.
That's the way things happen.
Exactly. Anyway, Joshua, so how have you been affected by COVID-19?
Sorry. So, well, me personally, I wouldn't say much had happened to me in a negative way.
Because you're always indoors.
Because of what I do. Exactly. I mean, I started up around my bedroom for the past 6 years. Okay. So staying indoors is quite cool. The only part that had affected me is the demand. Now nobody's demanding for my service. Yeah. So somewhere, yeah, we have been affected a little bit, or much, but yeah, I would say it's okay. Just that the whole country has come to a halt. I mean, that's what I think is not the best way. We know we tried 20 days lockdown, and we ran out
Was
of
it
food
20
and
days?
resources.
Was it 20 days? It was 2 weeks, right?
Yeah,
Or it was 3 weeks. So that's 21 days.
Yeah.
Okay.
so it was 20 to be exact.
Okay.
So after 20 days, the ban has been lifted, and after it was lifted, it has been a week now. If you look at the number since the ban was lifted to now, we had about 50% increment.
Yes.
Which I even believe this 50% happens to be like records, like tested
It was
records
previous. It was previous.
coming back.
Because
So we
they
haven't
have
even
tests.
Actually, seen results.
Our cases are 1,279 as of today, as of now. Then,
No, today is 1,500.
what?
1,557.
Oh, okay.
As of now.
Then where I'm checking they are, maybe I have to go to the Ministry of Health website.
No, it probably hasn't been updated there. But
Yes,
today,
yes.
Ghana Health Service also have released that we have 1,557.
Okay. Well,
Which to me, it could be quite serious if we have to hear what will happen after the ban was lifted.
I think that that one we know why, because the test results take time to come. So by the time you get the test results, maybe it's 3 or 4 days old result that we are seeing. So it's not like live stream. But
The
as a
number has
country,
really inflated.
yeah. But as we switch to the live updates, I think that the live test, the one that you get the result immediately, that will change.